Without any further ado, I have some videos that I feel like we should react to. I'm going to grab a bottle of water. I'm going to play this video. This is basically a tale of a modern woman versus a traditional man, and we're going to assess it together. How's that?
Feel that we should take care of the children together. One of the biggest issues we hit was about marriage. He thinks that I should take his complete last name. I've talked about hyphenating my last name. He feels that the marriage won't be...
Does he speak, by the way, or... say nothing.
All right, so there was a whole like 3 minutes. Actually, let me just go back and start that all over, okay? Let's do ourselves a favor here.
Boyfriend here, we've been dating for over a year now. And as we talk about our future...
On with you guys.
Hi, Steve. Hi, Phil. How are you?
How you doing? Good to see you.
Nice to see you guys, too. Okay, so me and my wonderful boyfriend here, we've been dating for over a year now. And as we talk about our future and talks about marriage, we have a little issue here and there. So he's traditional, and
Now, I want you to watch the energy already, okay? Just watch the energy already. You can tell that she's talking quite a lot. Now, women will talk, but I'm also watching not just the fact that she's talking, I'm observing the energy, right? The energy. There's something about the energy that is coming off a little bit masculine. But we don't know her, so we can't judge. I'm just, again, based off of knowing that humans have patterns, we can see that already. Let's watch.
I'm a modern woman. He feels that I should be at home, taking care of the children, and that he should be the breadwinner. Yeah. But I think that we should be a unit, that there are no gender roles to what we do. I actually would like to also be the breadwinner.
All right, so that's bullshit. There is gender role, okay? There is gender role. Now, she's a woman. She can say whatever she wants. My thing is that as a man, you are not to fall for that. You're only to take that as a pinch of salt. Take that as that's how she feels. It's not the reality, right? Take that as also that her feelings they are powerful, right? So she's gonna move a certain way. So if you end up with a woman like this, she's gonna move a certain way, and there are skill set that you can learn to make her be a little bit more in a feminine. If you think it's worth it. Usually it's not worth it for you to be trying to change people. So there's a level where you will attract certain energy out of her, and there's another level you get to that you're trying to change a person. And the last thing you want to be trying to do is change a person. It just wouldn't work. You may end up on a Steve Harvey show and be narrating your story like this, right? But again, watch that she's still doing most of the talking in a very masculine manner, meaning it seems like she's taking on the leadership role.
I also feel that we should take care of the children together. One of the biggest issues we hit was about marriage. He thinks that I should take his complete last name. I've talked about hyphenating my last name.
All right, so the hyphenation of last name, I don't think that's a big deal. I think it's okay, you know, as long as my name is on it, right? Frankly, to be honest with you, when I got married, it wasn't an issue for me. And it was more so because I figured we're in a different... I got married 15 years ago, right? I figured more so because we live in a different era, and there's some traditions that we hold on to that will continue to fizzle out, right? And you can look at your personal life. There's no need for any kind of cap right now. Look at your personal life. There are things that happen traditionally that you've kind of discarded, right? Because it fits your own personal lifestyle, right? So sometimes we push against some things and forget and cap about the fact that we also have things that we've discarded from a traditional to modern standpoint, right? So for me, it wasn't really an issue, but my wife I was just lucky that my wife was she more so wanted to take on my last name, and she did. So but for me it wasn't a thing. But when a woman is aggressive about the fact that she wants to hyphenate and she wants to hold on to her father's name, yeah, that's the energy for me. Again, most of these things is about energy, right? It's about energy.
He feels that the marriage...
Now, the facial expression on Steve Harvey's face says a lot. And there's a lot of men that feel that way. Not particularly with this topic, but when certain conversations start to come to life, it's like, right?
Won't be.
Does he speak, by the way, or
Exactly. Does he speak?
say nothing? or do you speak for him?
Yeah, I was letting her get her part of it out, and then I was gonna give you how I felt because I want you to hear exactly how she feels first before I say anything.
Yeah, well, I think I got the picture here.
Yeah.
So what's your side of this?
My side of it is, I feel that as the man in today's society.
So that's why
a lot
we
of women
can't
do
judge
have
with this
power.
kind of
They do
things. He was
have,
actually doing the right thing.
We're equals, but in my house, personally, me.
All right, so another red flag. No, we're not equals, okay? We're not equals. When two people are in charge, I think everyone will die. That's my belief system. I've seen it happen over and over again. I get it. I understand where it's coming from. You just want to be, like I just said, like I didn't have a problem with hyphenations of name, right, and stuff like that, right? You want to do the right thing. You want to make sure she's comfortable. But again, every absolutes are dangerous, right? You don't want to get to a place where she loses respect for you because you don't have your own backbone. That's not what you want. And by the way, she would not necessarily be able to explain that in words. She would just lose interest. So let's keep going.
I want you to be the one that can take care of my kids, take care of my household, and still you can be independent, do what you're gonna do, work. But at the end of the day, when I come home, I would like something to eat. I would like my house clean. I would like my kids taken care of. I can help out. I will never sit back and act like I can't do anything.
So you would give her permission to be independent?
And it's not me giving her, it's like.
See, it starts to get very, very weird, right? It starts to get very, very weird. And let's just be frank. What he's asking for is unrealistic with this particular lady. It's not impossible, okay? It's not impossible. You can absolutely have that, but you have to look for the right type of woman for that. And one of the mistakes I see a lot of young men make is they get with somebody and they're trying to change them. Again, there's a part where I will say, hey, how did you attract a certain behavior out of a woman? There's a part that I'll get to and I'll say, hey, why are you trying to change a whole human being, right? And that's where you fucked up, right? So, yes, to a large extent, her behaviors are going to be exactly what you attracted. But at another level, it's a losing battle trying to change a person, okay? Now, she's a very sweet lady. I can see her smiling now, right? And it's not coming off because, again, she's not doing a lot of talking, right? So it's very important that we don't prejudge people as well. Let's keep going.
I mean, if you want to put it that way, yes.
Well, that's what you said. As long as you do what I want you to do, then you can go play independent.
I mean, technically, if you want to go technical, yeah. But at the end of the day, we're a unit, so therefore I will bring my side and she will also bring her side. But at the end of the day, I can cook for myself. I can do for myself. It's just what I would rather her do.
Yeah. How long y'all been dating?
Over a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Yeah. How's that working for you?
It's great.
Great. It's great.
So it's great.
So if it's so great, why are they talking about this? I see a lot of young men and they go back and forth. They can't make up their mind. Is it great or not? Are you complaining or not? If it's so great, why don't you if it's good, keep doing what you're doing. There's no need to change it. That's why I am quiet in a lot of clubhouse rooms and I just listen in to get more insights to what we're doing here, right? Because a lot of people are just busy just throwing up their basically their opinions, which everyone has one, like assholes, right? So but why are you talking if you're not complaining? Are you complaining or you're not complaining? Are you happy or you're not happy, right? So if everything is great, what are we talking about? Just keep doing what you're doing. But as you can tell, it's all cap.
You got separate
It's good. Like, we've learned to a certain extent to compromise. It's just that when we got to the point of understanding we really love each other and talking about the future, that we realized that this is something we got to work on.
There was one key word out of everything both of you have said that troubled me more than anything else either one of you said. One word that jumped out to me that was the most toxic word out of everything either of you have said. It's got 2 letters, and the word is my.
Yeah, they don't want to hear this part. In fact, just about like less than 48 hours ago, there was a big old argument about this between one guy and one young lady about, she came in the room talking about what I want to do, I want to do, I want to do, I want to do. I actually chimed in at one point as, excuse me, and I asked her, I said, what you want to do? She said she's with a medical doctor fellow guy, who is still in school. And she said something like, if he decides to move out of state, the relationship will be over. And I'm like, the relationship will be over? For me, it was like, where's the interest? Like, who goes into a relationship to say, hey, I'm okay if the relationship is over? Like, everyone who cares about a relationship will protect it with everything they got, right? But you have people that go into a relationship these days, and both men and women say, hey, I, how I feel, this is what I think, right? As opposed to focusing on what it takes to actually build a relationship. Well, I understand, especially if you don't find any value. If you haven't identified the value you get in a long-term relationship and a marriage, I can see why it is difficult.
Because you said, I want her to take care of my house. I want her to take care of my kids. I want her to have my dinner ready. My, oh my. That's the problem here.
Pain, man.
What do you think, Dr. Harvey?
I can't tell you the pain you about to be in, sir. I can't even tell you what's up the road for you, man. Woo-woo. See, you all are far.
No, because think about it. They're less than, a year? And they're already dealing with this. Naturally, when you get into a long-term relationship or marriage, people get complacent. It just gets worse until it gets better again, right? If you make it through a certain threshold, it will start getting better again, right? But that time when it gets worse, right, it's really going to be extremely painful. If you're already dealing with this right now, right, you're going to butt head a lot.
On some major issues. She's a modern woman. She wants to work. You want her to stay home, so you have something to eat when you come home. That's probably how your mother and father did it, correct? Yeah, that's what you've been seeing. All that was cool back then. It was real cool. My mom and dad was growing up. Times have changed, just like the book Life Code says. We're in a different thing. I think it takes 2 incomes to make it now. As far as your name getting hyphenated, I understand his position on that because a man feels like that's the ultimate.
So that's precisely for an average family. Yes, it takes 2. Let's be honest. It takes 2 income. And if it's going to take 2 income, which wasn't the case 50 years ago, something will have to adjust, right? Something will have to adjust. And by the way, I know that an average woman wants to cater to her husband. I know that, right? But again, as a man, you're supposed to also have a vision, a little bit of a vision, meaning not just short term what you want, but in the long term, what is the most effective and efficient way to do things, right? Knowing that for an average family, you're going to need 2 incomes, which means you'll be out there working as well. So it doesn't mean you still can't get what you want. I'm just saying, would you consider that things have to adjust a little bit? So he has a point there. He has a point that, you have to be a little bit more realistic, right?
Sacrifice of himself is to get married and to take his name. If you want to keep your last name you got, then, marry your daddy.
Right?
That's exactly what he said. That's exactly what he said.
Now I'm with it.
Now, some people will say, hey, if he's asking for a woman to cater to him, that means he can afford, to have her stay at home. I beg to differ. That's not always true. There's a lot of young men that don't know what the hell they're talking about, running around the social media street and with talking points that they can't really afford. What we know are the numbers. We know the numbers, right? But we can also say, if that's the case, if you're a guy who can afford luxury and she can stay at home and all this kind of stuff, I know for a fact that you would have attracted the right type of woman because you would know better, right? That would also be okay with the idea of working with you in your business, or just being at home and taking care of the babies, right? So it's a matter of that you would have options if that was the case.
Him on the name thing, but he gonna lose that other one for you.
Well, it's not going to make any difference. We talked about negotiation. She's obviously highly intelligent, drop dead gorgeous, got a lot of things going for her, right? Right?
She
That's
does.
the question?
Yes.
Yeah. So you do realize she.
Yeah, so you can see there's that struggle there. But again, what I'm paying attention to is the energy. She's a modern woman. Things will have to adjust. The traditional man, you can still have your cake and eat it too. I guess that's what you're looking for. Maybe not. Maybe you're more realistic, right? But I think it's very, very, very important to know when to adjust as the time progresses in life, as we move more and more into the future. There will be things that will have to adjust. There are some traditional values that you can retain, but you need to understand that you're swimming against the trend, and if you're going to retain that, that means your level of success has to swim against the trend, meaning you're not an average man. So just keep that at the back of your mind.